Welcome to Chris Veve Journey. Today I wanted to talk about the current auction we have on Veve with the Humberto Ramos Spider-Man print and about the AF15 comic and what are my current thoughts about this NFT. Let's go. So usually when I do these videos, I had a break over the weekend, and after a few days, I usually have something to talk about because there's new drop announcement, there was an AMA or whatever. This time we didn't. there's no drop announcement. The only drop announcement was for the Star Wars ships. These are coming on the 30th. That's the day after tomorrow. And we don't have a Medium article, so nothing to talk about there. That's why I wanted to talk quickly about the NFT auction we have, the 1/1 and AF15, because I'm always looking at the AF15 collectible, and that is really exciting. AF15 is Amazing Fantasy 15, the first appearance of Spider-Man in the comic books, and I found that this is a very special piece in Veve, and I want to share some thoughts about that. So let's talk about the collectible first. So this is another 1/1 auction that is still going for 2 days, so you still have time to bid on this one. It's one of the artist proof done by Humberto Ramos. Very, very famous artist, very deeply connected with Spider-Man, with the current Spider-Man renditions. So that's interesting. I also had a look at the 3D collectible, and this took some time. I had to try to load it for 3 times in the web app. I even had to multiple times try to log into the web app. So we are clearly in a beta phase still. This is still beta. Always need to remind yourself of that so you don't get mad. And something interesting I found here is if you look at the plaque, so it says color inks, and I was totally confused about this. Why does it say color inks? Because it's not in color, right? These are just inks, and I think it's just by mistake, because if you look at the description here, this is Humberto Ramos 50th anniversary cover inks for the Amazing Spider-Man 692. So I think they meant to spell it cover inks, and for whatever reason, I don't know, maybe the guy doing it was a little bit tired, but they've written down color inks, so I guess that needs to be worked on a bit. That doesn't seem to be right. I was looking at some of the other collectibles also, and I was looking if the plaque says anything about what type of collectible we have here. It doesn't, because I think this is, I'm pretty sure, I'm like 90% sure this was done traditionally, and of course they are always colored in digital, but I'm pretty sure this has been done traditionally and then was scanned and used as the NFT. I couldn't find this if it has been sold, so either Humberto Ramos still owns it, or when it was sold I couldn't find it online, so I don't have a price, nothing I can tell you about it. But I'm, like I said, I'm 90% sure this is a purely physical piece done traditionally. So I was looking at some of the other collectibles also, like the Miles Morales Spider-Man 25 by Sarah Pichelli. So I know that this is done purely digital, and I was looking at the 3D NFT, and I'm not showing it to you now because then I have to load it, take some time, so we can make this pretty quick. So this only says cover inks, so it doesn't say digital cover inks, which would be great if these plaques would show you if it was a piece done completely digital, which in my opinion makes the artist proofs way more important, because then you own the original of a digital piece. Exactly what NFTs are very good for. So we don't have that here. So Veve doesn't make any difference between something that was done traditionally and then scanned and made into an NFT. So if you have that, you also have the possibility that someone owns the physical original. And if there's a physical original, I have a hard time calling the NFT an original. Then, I mean, artist proof sits very well at this place. But I think the artist proofs that have been done purely digital should be treated different. It's like having, in my opinion, that would be like owning the original, because there's no physical anywhere. Yeah, that's really something. I would love Veve to make a distinction there, that we, as the ones bidding on these pieces, know for sure what's the difference, what I'm buying. That's tough. And we don't even get many of those. Like, I think they are so very well suited for being used on the blockchain, and then we don't get it, because from all these we have the newest one, to me, seems to be a physical piece. Okay, that's not the comic one, so I'm not talking about that. Then we had Captain America 25. That is also physical piece for sure. Wolverine 107, physical piece for sure. Ghost Spider 2, in my opinion, physical piece. Didn't have any proof for that, but I'm 90% sure on that one also. The Amazing Spider-Man one is yeah, that's a more complicated one, because you have a colored piece, and the colored piece is only digital, but there was a physical ink piece, and that has been sold for 7,000 if I remember correctly. So someone owns the inks from that one. Black Panther 25, that's a really good one. That is colors, inks, everything on this was done digital. I asked his team of the artist, Brian Stelfreeze. They assured me the piece was done completely digital. So this is really, really good in my opinion. And also what we just talked about, Miles Morales Spider-Man 25 by Sarah Pichelli, was also done purely digital. You can see that on our Instagram. So these two were really great ideas. The Scotty Young one, I think it's good. You have a colored piece, so you have a digital one, so okay. But now the last 4 pieces we got were all physical ones, and I don't know, why make the physical ones an NFT instead of using these tons, and I mean tons of digital works that need something like an original. I mean, sometimes it's not easy. There's NFT pieces that are being sold by like some companies. These companies sell the works of the artists, and they made sure they have the NFT. They made an NFT, and they have like some stuff in place. I made a video about it. Look for that one. That's where I explain it in detail. But yeah, I would love Veve to release more purely digital pieces, because there are so many of them, and we would love to have that. Or maybe it's a good thing they don't do, because I can't afford these auctions right now. So it's pretty okay with me. They bring stuff I'm not so interested in. Soon as they bring the other ones, man, I'm sure there's a lot I would want. So that's, I guess, everything we need to know about these ones, right? Oh, what I wanted to show you, if you don't know Humberto Ramos, this is a very, very famous cover by Humberto Ramos. It was Spectacular Spider-Man 1 or Amazing Spider-Man 1. I can't remember if it was Spectacular or Amazing Spider-Man 1. But yeah, this is really, a lot of people know this. This image is used in a lot of advertisement stuff. So this is pretty known. Or Wolverine, the Civil War cover. Also very, very famous cover. So personally, I don't like this style. And that is nothing to take away from Humberto Ramos. He's an awesome artist. He's very well known and loved by the comic community. Really one of the greats here. But it's not my style. It's way too cartoony for my taste. So yeah, that's pretty much it. But Humberto Ramos, all the respect to Humberto Ramos. Great dude. So if you like the artwork, I would say try to bid on it. Right now, I think right now there's maybe a good time even. Yeah, but let's switch the conversation. Let's go to Amazing Fantasy 15. Now this is an interesting one. And to be perfectly transparent here, I do own a few of them, so just for transparency's sake. And something I recognize with this one. So if we're looking at the comments here, can you see them? Yes. So the common ones. So the floor is still at 420. And this is, the floor right now is quite down, because you have a guy named Kurasemi, this guy here, and he's pushing it down right now. Right? He has made a little sell wall with AF15s, and that of course makes people or forces people to sell their edition a little bit lower. So usually it's more around 435, 440, 450. That's the usual floor. Now it's at 420 for as long as Kurasemi has a sell wall. I don't know what he does. I think he makes a sell wall and waits for people to list way cheaper, and then he goes in and snacks 1-2 pieces, and then he takes his sell wall out. Because this is not the first time I see a sell wall from him, and I think the last time I saw it was also for AF15. So that's that. However, 420 is still 21 times the amount of what the drop price was. And this is interesting because this is a piece that was released way after January, in the ATH in January. Until that time, that wasn't so special. And of course, in January, so many pieces got so high in price, way too inflated, and then the prices came down up to 90% or even more in some cases. And after we had that happening, all the new drops, they usually don't even reach that high of a price anymore. A lot of drops right now go below drop price. We even see secret rares that can barely keep above drop price, and that's interesting to see that something that has just released, I guess a little over a month ago. So prices were already down. So this is like, I mean, if you think about, if we ever get into a bull run, this has to kind of explode, because everything is so down, and this is still 21 times of the drop price for the most common one. Granted, it's the most loved one, but that is still, that's quite something. And we have 206 pieces in there. Now, mind you, we only have over 200 because Kurasemi is the one that made that sell wall. Without his sell wall, yesterday we had less than 200 listings. So then we have the uncommon. I mean, no one likes the uncommon, and that is pretty much shown in the price. It's way cheaper than the common one. Rare, ultra rare. The rare is less than the common price-wise at this point, which is interesting. I mean, you have 6 times more commons than you have the rare ones, so there's a point to make that this is way more rare, and quite a bunch of people are accumulating the rares, hoping that this will outprice the common at one point. Me personally, I don't see that happening. I think that you will always have find 6 times the amount of people that love the common cover way more than this one. But I don't know either. It's not that I know it, it's just what I think. Same with the ultra rare. It's already at 1400 because there's only 500 editions. Yeah, I would never buy it for 1400. That's my opinion. Even if I had the 1400, I wouldn't buy it. And this is simply, I don't like the covers. I think the covers are really bad. I'm not the biggest fan of the artist. I know he's associated really well with Spider-Man, and he had a 7-year run, I guess, on Spectacular Spider-Man or something. Still, I think the cover recreation looks really boring. I don't think we needed it here, and there were so many artists that could have done a great job in providing a really good cover, and we got a pretty lame cover, so this is kind of bad. And the secret rare, of course, the secret rare is something else, right? The secret rare, 12.5k floor price right now. I don't know if anyone buys it at this price, but that's the current floor. And interestingly enough, Arthur Cheese has the 1927 mint, and that's still there for 20k, sitting there. If I had the 20k, I would, well, I usually would buy it for that price, but honestly, I think Arthur Cheese is a bot. He does have nothing. He doesn't even have comics. I guess he has one comics. I saw it in the app. Let me check real quick. I can check it real quick on my app on my phone. I'm pretty positive he only has this one piece, and it was so quickly in the market that I even think he did it. I don't think he bought it. I actually think he did get it on a drop. Here he is. So let me check. Yes. So he has nothing, right? He has 35 followers, no collectibles, no sets, one comic, and this is it. So I think pretty much this is a bot or someone who got very lucky. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea, right? This is just what I think. But looking at such an profile, that's where I would be hesitant. And maybe it's smart to just wait. You know, maybe at one point he gets flagged and then he gets taken out of the system. Otherwise, I would say this is the best one you could get. But yeah, I'm really like, I pay a little bit extra and buy from accounts that I think are not bots before I buy from bots. That's what I usually do. But this is a very special mint, so yeah, hard. I don't have the 20k, so I don't even have to think about it. But yeah, that's interesting. But like I said, it's amazing to me that we have something that is able at this point to stay above 20 times the amount of the drop price, even at an expensive drop price, because that was 20 bucks at drop. While we have other comics that cost 7 and go down to 150, or you can even buy them for 1 gem. At this point in time, this is amazing to me. Furthermore, because this was never, it was like, if you look at the partner statue came out at a time before the all-time high in January. So when that one came out, there was a lot of space to grow. So, and it did. It went very high in price, I guess around 50k, above 50k even. And now it also went down like 90%. It's just a few k now. I mean, not just a few k, it is a few k. It's still too expensive for me. It's still an awesome piece, but it also has a very high price. But if you look at, like, take for example the Todd McFarlane Batman, even that is not able to sustain a 20 times growth at this current point. It just doesn't. And partner statue was like, how expensive was partner statue? I can't even remember. Does it have a times 20? I don't know. Nah, not collection. That's the wrong one. Market. So let's look at the partner statue for a second. If anything loads on my screen. This is so bad. So golden moments. Let's look at partners. If it has a 20 times. So currently 3.8k. Wow. That is not bad. 3.8k, and drop price was 333. So times 10 is 3.3. Yes, it's far from a 20 times drop price. So that's tough. So that means from the amount of money from the drop price, I think AF15 has to be the highest right now, right? Which piece has more than a 20 times floor right now? I don't think any has. I mean, aside from something like Donnie, like those are another kind of special. They are not mass-produced pieces. But I think pieces that have more than, let's say, 500 editions, you usually don't have them going at 20 times the amount. Even especially if there's a common in it. Like this is even the common, right? So that's pretty interesting. That's just something I wanted to talk about. It's not even like I want to tell you like go and buy it. Not at all. There's no financial advice. I just find it very, very interesting that the Amazing Spider-Man is this sought after, that even more than a month after release, we still see that big amount of growth in the price. That's pretty interesting. That's it. I'm almost at 20 minutes. Just wanted to put that out here. Yeah, let me know what's your opinion on AF15. And do you know any collectible that has more than 500 editions that is also currently 20 times the amount of the drop price? I think maybe the Mighties have one now, right? So what's the most expensive Mighty? I guess that has to be Spider-Man 2099, and that is around 400. Last time I looked at it, that would be way more than 20 times. That would be even more high value. But the Mighties are a little bit, I don't know. Mighties are hard to tell. Mighties work differently. Yeah, Spider-Man 2099. I guess that one's also great. I think it was 13 at drop price, and now to be able to stay at 400 is also very amazing. But yeah, it's still a Mighty. Mighties are hard. Like it's a secret rare Mighty. Maybe that's the difference, because you have a secret rare Mighty, and you compare to the common comic. If you compare to the common to the secret rare comic, then again it's Amazing Fantasy 15 again. So I think Amazing Fantasy 15 is really the beast right now, is the one in the Veve app right now. Let me know what you think. I'm really interested to hear your thoughts. Leave a like, subscribe if you haven't. If you haven't subscribed, why? You can tell me that in the comment, right? So see you guys soon. Bye bye.